challenge that we face in PR and comms at the moment is definitely just keeping up with the times. So, you know, we go out and speak to school kids about stuff and suddenly find out they don't care about Facebook, they only care about Snapchat. And you base a whole campaign for a client on Facebook and paid ads, and actually then the audience you want to get to ruins everything. So I think that will forever be the biggest challenge. You know, it's not just about, oh, is this a broadsheet or a tabloid story? We've now got a whole mix, and one of the things that we try to do at East Village is very much look at, you know, not traditional media, not digital media, everything and every single way that people consume information. So actually, if you come to us and say, we need to get our message to this audience, if that means handing out branded balloons outside a shopping centre, or if that means getting you the front page of the Financial Times, actually we've got to find the best way to do it. And I think that it's that variety that we've got now that will forever be the challenge, I think, but that makes it more exciting. Digital PR now means that we've got much better analytics, so you can easily say to a client, this story's reached this many people, it had this much engagement, this many interactions. But equally, we do still face a challenge with digital PR with actually saying, I get that it's not in a newspaper, I get that this isn't tangible, but I can show you why it's more valuable. So from that client point of view, digital has, the evolution of it has changed the industry massively. And of course then you've got the consumer side, and it is no longer about newspapers and magazines on their own. It's about how people consume information, how they get that information. You know, you need to have a workforce that actually understands all of that. So I think actually when it comes to members of staff, you've got to have a much more agile team that either understands the landscape of comms or is willing to learn about it. 100% my favourite social media platform is Instagram, and I'm sure I will not be the only one to say that. Everyone thinks they're the best photographer, everyone loves taking pictures, but actually for me, I found some really cool networks on there. So whether it's, you know, a community I don't, you know, the Birmingham community, for example, really knows me, knows East Village, but actually looking then at my interests and things like plus size fashion and getting out to those bloggers, we don't do anything with them client-wise, but for me, something like Instagram hugely helps me to connect with those audiences. And actually today is the first time I did an Instagram story for myself. I've been a bit like, oh, I'm a bit too old for Snapchat, so I haven't done it, but Instagram stories, they just blow my mind, I love them. So my favourite PR campaign of last year actually was the very first agency I worked at, Rewired PR, worked on a really cool campaign that was picking up chewing gum, a litter. It was a really cool, it was kind of environmental exercise, all about sustainability, but was also quite a cool thing they did on the street. They had like gum highlighted all over the street, showed the impact of it, and actually as PR campaigns go, I thought that was really cool. I liked it a lot. Got a brilliant team who have all kind of come to me through luck and various ways, so that in itself has been fantastic. But now I think the challenge comes as you start to grow the team, understanding the dynamics. I think getting a variety of ages and interests to make sure that you're the right kind of agency that can service clients properly ultimately means you get different personalities, and that could always be a challenge. You know, I remember when I first set up a business, someone once said your biggest challenge will be HR, and I think that is 100% true, in the best and worst way. But I think it's you as a manager thinking, oh, I really like that person, versus I actually think they're going to do a really good job, and then put into the mix, are they then going to fit in the team? So that it is a real challenge. It's how you find great people. I think PR is hugely going to evolve over the next couple of years in a brilliant way, and absolutely the way that I see East Village going, and the reason I set it up. I don't think it's necessarily about a newspaper, a magazine, a social media channel. Actually, I think it's about relationships. You as an agency, you know, I remember back in the day, the best agency and the best PRs had a little black book of contacts. Well, you can get them anywhere because Google exists. Actually, the PR agency now will almost look like a relationship management system for a brand. So it's how that brand keeps its whole network of customers, clients, stakeholders happy. That's the job of a PR agency now. It's much more detailed, much more evolved, but equally means that PRs have to change, and it's not quite as easy as being like, oh, I know the editor here and there, because anyone can do that now. Now it's a different ball game.